next time, as always, peace out. Go Blazers.
Step back, call game like Dame. Now they all know our name. Crossover, then go straight to the hezzy. I'ma dunk it like Deni. Small market, yeah, we making it big. Now we got too many cameras. Clinging on guards like Drew. You can't even move, ain't nobody stopping us. Rip City turn up, we making some noise. Pass to the present, we get it like Roy. More to be rockin', we bringing the force. Yang with a dime, that's a bucket, of course. If straight about it, dunk, you gotta move. Young and still hustling like Scoop. Come and tap in, see what's new. Blazers Uprise on the crew.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome into the Blazers Uprise post-game show presented by Sleeper. Today, Caleb Love silenced Chase Center. I am sitting here in a hotel across from Oracle Park in San Francisco, and I just had one of the most amazing experiences that I've ever had as a sports fan, man. I have never been the away fan at a game before. And coming into this game with the Blazers super shorthanded, Steph playing, Jimmy Butler playing, Draymond playing, on the road, in a hostile environment in Chase Center, I didn't have high expectations going into this game. You know, I was looking forward to just getting my first taste of what it's like to be a fan in an arena with everybody rooting against you. And at the end of the night, it resulted in me losing my mind as everybody else around me went quiet because Caleb Love hit another dagger three. It was one of the most hilariously awesome experiences of my life, and I can't wait to break down a Blazer win. Finally, the Blazers break their losing streak, and they get a shocking win in Chase Center in San Francisco to move to 2-1 in the NBA Cup. Behind Caleb Love, and not only Caleb Love, behind Caleb Love and City Sissoko, who made 3 threes. I mean, this game was insane, man. I can't believe this game. I witnessed this game in person. I still can't believe this game. Eric, what's going on, man? How are you doing?
I'm good, man. That was a sweet victory. Let me just paint this picture real quick, okay? Steph Curry, obviously 38 points, right? On 14 of 23 shooting, 9 of 17 from 3. It was really 9 of 15 if you didn't miss that wide open 3 at the end there. Okay. Jeremy Grant, before the game, I'm going to tell you he's going to score 5 points on 0 for 8 shooting. Denny's only going to shoot 14 times, but Caleb Love's going to shoot 20 times. City Sissoko is going to take 7 threes in this game. Tori, there's no way we're winning this game. We lost by 40, right?
Yeah, I would have thought it would have been a multiple City garbage time threes.
Yeah, like they blew us out, and City and Caleb just took a bunch of garbage.
Yeah,
shots, right?
that. Yeah,
it's crazy, man. The Blazers played so well today, and I was really happy that Caleb hit those shots in the clutch because I felt like they deserved to win this game with how well they played, and it would have just been such a bummer if we lost another one at the end. So I was really happy that they pulled this one out. And one of the biggest numbers from this game that I love seeing was the 32 assists. I felt like the ball was moving better than I've seen in a long time. It wasn't sticking a lot. They were making good decisive drives and looking to make the right pass out of it. And it was really, really fun to watch.
Yeah, I am pleasantly surprised with how this team played tonight, man. It was a great effort all around, and this was a game they could have easily let get away from them a couple of different times, especially when Steph Curry starts going nuclear in the second quarter, man. Being there in Chase Center to see a Steph masterclass was a bit surreal, to be honest. And just to see him get hot the way he did, and it was like, man, that's the way this game's going to go. Steph's just going to make a million threes, and they're going to get up by like 20, and maybe I'll head back to the hotel a little early. Like, that's what was kind of running through my head when he got hot, because the Warriors got up by double digits. They led by as much as 11 points in this game. The Blazers fought back. They did some things differently offensively in this game. I felt like they ran a little bit more pick and roll, and it was actually pick and roll with Donovan Clingan diving to the rim. He played a lot in the dunker spot today, and they were going up against a Warriors team that their starting five, their main lineup is short. You got Draymond Green, 6'7". He's a great defender, and he can defend bigger than his height, but he's still 6'7". It's tough to go up against 7'3" Donovan Clingan, right? It's tough to even go up against Robert Williams, who looked athletic tonight, looked mobile, had some nice finishes around the rim. The Blazers centers were huge in this game. The one play that really stuck out to me is Robert Williams cutting baseline from the corner. How many times have we seen Donovan Clingan, even Robert Williams, who's not really a three-point shooter, sit out there in the corner and not be much of a threat? I thought the Blazers looked better offensively when they had a big man as a dump-off option at the rim, and it made them harder to guard. It truly made them harder to guard. I was very happy with the way their offense flowed tonight, the way they flowed tonight. There was some sloppiness, especially in the first half. There was some transition sloppiness that kind of went into that Steph barrage a little bit, but really happy with the way the bigs played. It helps when you have Caleb Love and Sidi Sissoko making a bunch of threes. This is why I was going on rants talking about the end of our lineups not being able to shoot. Oh, look, Sidi Sissoko and Caleb Love made threes, and we were able to beat the Warriors on the road, right? That was huge. And those guys played the best games of their NBA careers. But I also think the bigs, Donovan Clingan was dominant today. Robert Williams was really good, and they weren't just camping behind the three-point line. Especially Donovan Clingan. He was a beast inside the paint on both sides of the floor. Got an ankle injury, so he was a little bit limited, it seemed like, and they ended with Robert Williams. At first, I didn't like it because Donovan Clingan played great, but it was actually a good coaching move because Robert Williams, being as mobile as he is, matched up better against this Golden State team, and especially with Donovan Clingan not fully 100% after rolling his ankle. That was a good coaching move by Tiago. Like I didn't like it at first because I wanted Clingan to just play because he was playing great, but it was the right move and it showed down the stretch. And then of course Caleb Love, man. I mean, we talk about this guy can get hot, and he got hot tonight, and he can just have stretches where he makes a bunch of threes in a row. You know, he'll have three super inefficient games. I mean, last game he was 1 for 12, right? You don't know what you're going to get night to night with him.
We have our new Delano Band.
Yep, we have our new Delano Band because every now and then he can be insanely special and make a bunch of threes and win you a game. You guys now have the full Caleb Love experience. This is what I was talking about when we brought him in. Most nights, he's going to be inefficient and it's going to be a bit brutal. But every now and then, he can go off and completely change a game, which to have that in a two-way guy, like, I guess that paid off tonight because he does have the upside of being able to score in bunches even on a two-way contract, and that upside is literally what won them the game down the stretch tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. So I don't know if you saw this in person regarding the Clingan Robert Williams thing, but Clingan, after he came out from halftime, he still played okay, but it looked like he was kind of lumbering a little bit up and down the court. So I wonder if, with ankle injuries, it's sometimes fine for a little bit if you keep playing, but once you sit during halftime, I wonder if as the game went on, it just tightened up a little bit, and he had to maybe not play in the fourth quarter. I don't know if he would have went back in if Robert Williams wasn't doing too well or not. So hopefully he's okay. But yeah, before that injury though, man, they had no answer for him around the rim, both on the glass and just rebounding, man. We completely controlled the rebounds today. This is probably our most impressive rebounding game of probably the last few years. Just in terms of just dominating the boards and then also keeping the other team off the offensive glass. I just thought the rebounding was a huge factor in this game. And as you mentioned, Golden State started this game really small. They tried to go bigger with post in the second half. But the Blazers, I think between the offensive rebounds and not letting Golden State get a ton of second chance points, I felt like that was a huge advantage in this game.
Yep, absolutely agree. I'm trying to download my clip I posted to Twitter because there's a comment in chat that says Caleb Love silences Torrey. Oh, no. Trust me. I was not silent. Everybody around me was silent, man. Everybody around me was silent. I'll cue the clip up because it was euphoric. Like, hearing how loud Warriors fans got, Steph Curry makes a three, they're on their feet, they're chanting, they're very loud. And then for Caleb Love to hit that three and they all go quiet and I'm losing my mind was an experience I've never had as a sports fan. I've never been the road sports fan. And there's been so many times where I've been walking out of Moda Center after the Warriors beat the Blazers, especially in the playoffs, and I'm just really, really bummed. I'm seeing Warrior fans and I'm like, ugh, as they leave the stadium. It was pretty cool. I know it's just a regular season game. This means nothing to the Warriors, right? But it was pretty cool to be on the opposite side of that, walking out of Chase Center with a bunch of Warriors fans after the Blazers just beat them on the road. Like, it was kind of like healing in a way. Not fully, because screw that team and all the heartbreak they've brought. But tonight was just a awesome experience. So yeah, listen. Nobody should be saying I told you so with Caleb Love, I think, other than me, because I told you guys he's capable of getting hot and changing the course of a game when he gets hot. That's literally what he did tonight. Otherwise, he's been a bit inefficient so far this year. Like, that's also true. This is literally the Caleb Love experience to a T. And it's really fun when it's working, and it's really frustrating when it's not. And, you know, I will state my frustrations when it's frustrating and when he has 1 for 12 nights and really struggles. But then when he's hot and has a night like this, I'm also going to enjoy that too, right? So, you know, there's good nights, there's bad nights. He's a volatile player. And sometimes it works out for you when he goes super unconscious. He's always confident. I'll give him that, man. He's always confident. He can be 1 for 12 and he still feels like the next shot is going in even if he misses last 10. And that confidence can backfire, but also that confidence, having that ultra confidence, can result in being able to go on the road with a crowd that's super loud, a position he's never been in before, in a close, clutch game, closing a game down the stretch against a veteran team, against the greatest shooter ever, and not be spooked by that at all is rare for a guy who's in that position for the first time in his entire career at the NBA level. But, of course, it's Caleb Love, who's just insanely confident. He's not going to be spooked by that. And he shows up. There's a couple bad plays down the stretch, but the bad plays came from him being overconfident in a couple situations, right? But it paid off, and he wasn't scared of the moment. And I'm not surprised by it.
Well, Tiago mentioned in his post-game interview that he took a really bad shot. And I almost guarantee it was the three-pointer he took in between the two he made.
Yeah.
That was a terrible shot early in the shot clock with a guy in his face. Like, we need to run clock there. We need to get a good shot. And he's just chucking a three. But so that kind of thing, that could cost you a game shooting that kind of shot. But he came up clutch with the other 2 threes. And so I know he's not the greatest defender, but I do appreciate how much he's competing on that end. Yeah. He's really trying hard, and he's trying to be, this over-aggressive style. You might got kind of staticky, or something staticky.
I think it's I put my phone on my laptop.
Oh, okay.
Is that better?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Electrical interference. My bad.
Yes. I was impressed the way he crashes the rebounds on the defensive end. And then he had some drives, including one in the first half where I forgot who it was, but he went right into him, muscle him up, and kind of created a shot at the rim. He had some really nice drives. He had a couple of wild drives too, but
he bodied Jimmy Butler. I know what player you're talking about. He bodied Jimmy Butler.
Yeah, it was Butler. Yeah, and and that was super impressive. And then some of his dump off passes on the drives. I know he had a bad turnover on one, but for the most part, I just enjoyed watching him step up when given this opportunity. And man, he made the most of it tonight. Like you mentioned, it's hard to believe in him too much until he's consistently playing well, because he's always like this. He played a long time in college. It's always up and down, hit or miss.
Yeah.
But tonight he was really good. I loved his energy. I loved the way he played. He has like a toughness to him, and that cockiness that you were describing. I mean, it's not. It can be a bad thing sometimes if you're 1 for 12 like last game, but he's not too like he's not going to shy away in any of these moments. Like he thinks he's going to make these threes no matter what the situation is, and sometimes you just need a guy like that who can hit a big shot down the stretch, even if he's going to miss it a majority of the time too, you know?
Yep. Shaw Hale Blazers $5 donation says, way to represent. Of course, man. Of course. Like, normally I don't wear jerseys to games, but if I'm on the road, I'm wearing a jersey. You know, I'm really representing. So, and I don't even want to have, like, until he's consistent or if he's consistent. Like, he played 5 years in college. He was never consistent. Now he's in the NBA. He's not consistent. Like, I don't expect him to ever be truly consistent.
I'm just saying why we don't.
Yeah.
He's like the next big thing.
But that's the thing is, like, yeah, but, you know, I'm not going to sit here and overreact in the moment and say because he had this game tonight, now he's ready to be a 30-minute per game guy, or now he's better than Scoot, right? Like, there's so many people that want to live in the moment, and if they don't like Scoot Henderson, they're just waiting for the chance the first second Caleb Love has a great game to then start comparing the two when Scoot's out for the next 2 to 4 weeks, which I think is just super, super lame and kind of dumb, but, you know, that's how fans are. So, yeah, like, this is the roller coaster, right? And I'd rather have somebody that is capable of having these highs on a two-way contract, because if you're playing two-way guys and you're not going to get anything out of them, like, you're probably going to lose. You kind of need some guys on the roster with upside at the end of the roster. So, Sissoko provided the upside today. I don't know what got into him, dude, because we'll talk about him. I saw him shooting in warm-ups, and it was like, I can't believe this dude actually shoots threes in games, and then he made 3 of them. So, just wild stuff. But that's the Caleb Love experience, man. I will say this, like, this was by far his best shot-making game at the NBA level, and also by far his best playmaking game at the NBA level. Like, some of the passes he had, especially the one to Rob Will, who was cutting baseline, like,
yeah,
he doesn't normally see that pass. He doesn't normally see the weak side of the floor well. And especially Rob Will, who was, like, in the corner and then cut, and Caleb Love saw the opening instantly, right? It's a little easier if, all right, you're skipping to the weak side corner, the guy's been standing there 4 seconds, so you have the time to, like, recognize, all right, I got this guy in the corner, see somebody rotate over, all right, now I'm going to skip it across. It was, I'm driving right, and Robert Williams is cutting, I'm instantly throwing it to him the second he cuts in front of his defender, and it's a dunk. Like, that was, I've watched a ton of Caleb Love in college. I have never seen that good of a pass from Caleb Love where it's that good of a read in that situation. So the passing today was also a very pleasant surprise because he's pretty much just been a tough shot taker, occasionally a tough shot maker. So he really stepped up for this team, and this team needed somebody to step up because it's been a really rough stretch that they've been on, the buzzer-beating losses, that sort of thing. They needed somebody to step up for them. Caleb Love did it. City Sissoko did it. Donovan Clingan did it. Deni Avdija, another, solid game. He didn't shoot a whole lot, but the defense was loaded up onto him. I mean, there was times where they were leaving City Sissoko just to double Deni Avdija at the top of the arc. Shout out to Sissoko for making them pay on some possessions because they were not respecting his jump shot. And why would you? Let me look up the box score just to see what Sissoko was shooting from 3 before this game. If you're the opposing defense and you see a guy, he's starting, and he's coming to the game shooting 25% from three, and he's a 19% three-point shooter. Why wouldn't you leave him open? That seemed to be the game plan for Golden State too. Like, all right, we don't gotta respect this guy's shot, and he goes 3 for 7 from three. And that's the type of game where if I'm Golden State, it's like, all right, well, they had two-way guys make shots, and that's how we lost. Although they have some other things that they need to work on, like that team has been struggling a little bit lately. But it's nice for Portland to have the two-way guys step up. This is our Nick Smith Jr., right? Like Nick Smith Jr. did to us, Caleb Love just did to Golden State. So it's nice to be on the other side of it, and it's nice for this team to get a win, a tough win on the road. NBA Cup win, they're 2-1. Like, maybe they have a chance, even though their point differential sucks, but this was just such a huge, I think, morale booster for this team after some of the tough games that they had recently.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's why I wanted so badly for them to win this one, is because I felt like this could spiral out of control if they continue to play this well and then lose games. To be fair to the Warriors, this is their first game back from after a 5-game road trip. Maybe they were a little tired tonight, but Curry wasn't. He went off, and yeah, Sissoko, when he hit those back-to-back threes, I believe that's around the time we had gotten down by 11.
Mm-hmm.
And it seemed like, because the Warriors, they did it in the first few minutes of this game. We were up like 8-2, and all of a sudden they hit 2 threes, or they hit a 3, and then we turned the ball over, they hit another 3, and all of a sudden it's tied again. You're just like, oh, great. And then the Blazers kind of weathered that storm and went back up 9.
Yeah.
And then the Warriors came back. They could just score so fast, especially when Curry in that second quarter. Jeez, man. Did he miss a shot in that second quarter?
I don't think so.
That was insane.
They had 23 points in 8 possessions. That might be an NBA record because that's basically 3 points a possession for 8 straight possessions.
Right? That's crazy.
Yeah,
it's tough. But, man, when City hit those back-to-back threes, that was, like you said, it just it kind of opened up our offense because the Warriors, obviously, like you mentioned, were fine with him shooting those threes. That's probably a good strategy, and it just didn't work for them. But I still think that was the right move for them to leave him wide open in that situation and to put more pressure on Deni. But man, he came up clutch, and then he had some nice hustle plays to win this game, getting back on in transition defense, had a couple of deflections, or one where he outright stole the ball on a 2-on-1 break. And then he also had a couple of nice passes as well, including a nice Rob Brown pass to Rob Will for a dunk off a nice cut or a nice drive. So, man, and that one of his misses was a failed dunk attempt, but I felt like he got fouled on that one. And so, just a really good game for Sissoko. If you can, I know Thiago's talked a lot about his energy and stuff and why he plays him, and you can see it. You can see why.
Yeah.
It's just, it's tough when your energy guy doesn't really do anything super well. But tonight, he did a lot of things better than he normally does, and it really paid off for the Blazers.
So I got a couple questions. One, is the tiebreaker for Cup, I thought it was just point differential. Is it head-to-head first?
I don't know.
Chat, can somebody let me know?
Head-to-head before differential. So head-to-head first. So if we beat the Spurs, we are the Spurs probably will not have Wemby. So if we beat the Spurs, we
win the group if we beat the Spurs.
Yeah, because the other Rockets lost tonight, so they have 2 losses. The Warriors now have 2 losses.
I thought it was only point differential. Because it's funny, because we're tied with Denver, we're a -18 and they're a +26.
Right? Yeah, I was just gonna say that. It's crazy. But yeah,
my goodness. Okay. Hell yeah, man. We might win our freaking group then. Like, That's awesome. Okay. I did not even realize. Hell yeah. I saw somebody say the cup isn't important. Dude, being able to play for the NBA Cup for this team that's had a really rough start to the season, losing their coach to a FBI investigation, dealing with all the injuries they've had, and they got a chance to go play to try and make it to Vegas? That is a great thing, I think, for this young team. A phenomenal thing for this young team, right? Like, you could be talking about this team at like 9-14, but playing in the final 8 for the NBA Cup. You win one game in the round of 8, you get to Vegas. Like, they have a really tough stretch coming up. I mean, if they can win this game, maybe they can win other games. Hopefully Caleb Love goes nuclear all the time. But I think that would be great because they do have a tough stretch coming up. But that Spurs game gives the team something to play for. And I think the NBA Cup, I do think, is more important than people believe for young teams. I think having a chance to play for something as a young team is important. So, if they can beat San Antonio, that's a home game. They won't have Wemby. They won't have. They might not have Dylan Harper. They might not have Stephon Castle. I don't know the timetable on both those guys, but that's a game that Portland might be favored. They're dealing with their own injuries, but that's a great opportunity for this team.
Yeah, Denver would probably still get into because there's 2 wild cards, right? I think that's
no, there's only one. 4 teams out of each conference, 3 group winners, and then the best wild card. The best second place team.
Yeah, three group winners and then 1 wild card in each conference. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, 2 wild cards total. Yeah, I was just looking at conference. Yeah. So Phoenix and OKC, OKC, if they lose, they're plus 63 and they're 2-0 right now. So if they lose a game, then that's going to be the team. Otherwise, Phoenix is plus 23 at 2-0. So Denver most likely if OKC wins out.
It would be hilarious going to the final 8 with a negative point differential if we didn't win.
I know. Like we win by 3 and we're 3-1 with the minus 15 and we're 9-14 or whatever. I think there's a few more games, so let's say 10-16, but going into the final 8, that would be funny. Let's do it, man. Let's do it. Like, I know some people are just like, who cares about the NBA Cup? Like, this team has something to play for earlier in the season, and that's a great thing. Yes, it's not the playoffs, but it would be cool to compete for this thing.
Did they change it to where only the championship's in Vegas now?
Did they? I don't know.
Did it start the Final Four and then they changed it to just the championship? So
I think it was still the Final Four.
I've never been in this position.
Sure. Yeah, I've never really paid enough attention because Portland's not even close. So maybe it's win 2 games, but I don't know.
Like the highest seeded team gets a home game against the wild card team, or how does it?
Yeah. Yep.
So it would be like OKC versus Denver, and then we'd play who's ever winning the other group.
The Lakers
which
or the
would
Clippers.
Be probably the Lakers or the Clippers.
Yeah, both of those
The
teams.
winner of the Lakers-Clippers game?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, hopefully OKC wins their group and we can beat San Antonio, and then we can beat the Clippers, I think. Clippers have been struggling. So cool, man. This is going to go down to the final game for the Blazers. First time it's ever done that in the NBA Cup. I didn't even really realize that because I thought it was just point differential, and their point differential is awful compared to Denver's. They are literally 44 points worse, but they're both 2-1, and Portland beat Denver. Portland just beat Golden State by 4 and Denver by 2, and then lost to Houston by 1,000,000. So that's why their point differential is what it is. Awesome. Let's what I want you guys to do in chat. Okay, we got 5 players I think deserve an appearance in a player of the game poll. You guys need to tell me who we should exclude from this poll, all right? And then basically whatever name you say, you automatically become a hater of that player, and I will call you as such. No, I'm just kidding. But I need to know what 4 players to put in the poll for you guys, because I think this is the most competitive player of the game poll that we're going to have all season. The five names Tamani Kamara, Deni Avdija, Donovan Clingan, City Sissoko, and Caleb Love. Quite the collection. But Avdija was great tonight. 26 points, 14 assists. 14 assists. He had some dimes.
He had one taken away. He finished with 13.
Oh, I'm looking at ESPN.
NBA corrected one. Well, that's what they were saying on the Blazers post game.
Oh, well, ESPN says 26 points and 14 assists. Yeah, so. Donovan Clingan.
I think we got to take Kamara off, even though that was his best game in a while. I thought
he was so good though. Like 7 for 11, 4 for 6 from 3. Had 5 offensive boards.
I think City and Love deserve it as two-way guys. They deserve to actually be on a poll for once.
Put them on a poll
with their game. And City, regardless of overall stats being worse than the other players, what he did in that third quarter kept us in the game, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Much like the Uprise after the OKC game, we put him on there because of that. And then, Deni deserves to be on there. So to me, it's either Tamani or Clingan.
I think Clingan has to be on the poll.
Both of them.
Yeah, I removed Tamani. Yeah. Clingan in 27 minutes, 22 points, 10 boards, 4 assists. He had some dimes. Like some of the passes in this game were really, really awesome. Really nice to see that come alive.
For the Blazers.
Yeah.
70% of their.
Yeah. Clingan 5 offensive rebounds, but like Chris Murray got an offensive rebound because of Donovan Clingan. There's just multiple plays a game, it feels like, where Donovan Clingan battling as hard as he does on the glass gets somebody else an offensive rebound where it doesn't even show up in the box score for Clingan, but it's a winning play.
That one where he knocked it away from Curry was awesome.
Yeah, like this team shot 48% from the field, 36% from 3, and still had 21 offensive rebounds. Clingan only had 5 of those 21. Only 5 offensive rebounds is a lot. But I think a lot of those were because the Warriors were having to box out Clingan with multiple guys, opening up other rebounds, or he's tipping it out, or like not allowing Golden State to get a clean defensive board, so they're bobbling it, ball goes everywhere, or a Blazer ends up with it. Like, there's just so much chaos on the offensive glass that is caused by Donovan Clingan. And it is awesome to watch. That dude's playing his freaking ass off. And he's playing with some attitude that I think this team kind of needs. And he looked super confident today. He was only 1 for 4 from 3, and I'm kind of like, I've talked about how he shouldn't shoot so many threes, and 1 for 4 from 3 is not good. But he missed a 3, and it was almost just like he was pissed about it, and he's like, I'm making my next 3. Like, that was just kind of the attitude I felt from him. He got the ball again, shot another one, and hit it, and like threw his hands up in the air like, I'm supposed to make 3s, which... Yeah, he's not a good percentage shooter, but I like the attitude, and I like, I don't know. There's just something about that I liked, even though I've been annoyed with how much he's shooting 3s, but he shot 10 shots inside the arc, 4 threes. Like, that's a better balance than we've seen in some games, believe it or not. And when he wasn't shooting 3s, he was rolling super hard to the rim. He was playing in the dunker spot, finishing plays, causing havoc on the offensive glass. The last... 3, 4, 5 games from him. Like, recently, he's been really, really, really freaking good. So, and he, I think, kept this team in that game. And then hits a Dirk one-legged fadeaway from the free throw line. I've never seen him do that before, dude. Like, that was crazy. After rolling his ankle, still out there competing. So, love what he did. Like, there's a lot of great players today. But, I'm voting Caleb Love in the poll, man. I'm voting Caleb Love in the poll. I think, Deni was better today, but I don't think that's necessarily what the poll of the game needs to be. The player of the game poll needs to be basically your favorite player from this game. Essentially is kind of how I view it. Like, you're, the guy that stepped up, right? Like, City Sissoko probably deserves more votes. He got this team back in the game.
Zombie has a good point. He said he voted for DC. But Clingan, there were times where he did not use his size well last year. And I felt like today he really, or this season so far, he's been so much better using his size, especially on the offensive rebounds, of course. But this is why we've been asking him to be in that dunker spot more often, because outside of, I forgot, was it City or was it Chris? Someone threw that lob like 10 feet over his head. But he was money, like, and he's deceptively good on those alley-oops. And even though he can't jump very well, like he's fine on those. Like, just keep him around the rim. And then I thought even though, like you said, he only had 5 rebounds, I feel like offensive rebounds. I feel like he was just always around the rim, no matter what happened, just making plays, or even if he didn't make a play, they're so concerned with him that it takes the focus off other people.
Yeah. Let's take a look at team stats. Let's rifle through some of these, because there's some interesting stuff here. 3-point percentage, Portland shoots 45 threes and makes 36%. We shoot average from 3.
I'll take that.
Yeah, it's sad that we're like, oh my goodness, we shot 36% from 3. It feels really good.
It took City making 3 threes to do that.
Yeah, it took Caleb Love going off. The offensive rebounding is just insane. Absolutely insane. So that's our clearest identity offensively, is we're going to try and collect a lot of our misses, because
we're going to miss a lot, but we're going to get a lot of them back.
The turnover and fast break thing, like, has fallen apart for us. I mean, we lost this turnover battle massively. I said there was some nice passes today. There was also some really bad ones, which 21 turnovers is not pretty. But if you're going to have a lot of turnovers, like, be trying to make the right play, be trying to make the right pass, and get something out of it, right? 32 assists. There were some really nice passes that resulted in easy buckets for the Blazers. And sometimes they were trying to make that type of play and throwing it to the opposing team, right? So they kind of walked that fine line between being too sloppy and losing this game because of it, and making good passes, setting up teammates, and getting buckets out of it. So, that's the thing. When you're turning over the ball 21 times, but you're getting 21 offensive rebounds, you're kind of erasing that, right? They only had 9 offensive rebounds for their 14 turnovers. So if you're turning over the ball a lot, turnovers are not good, but I'd rather it be a product of, like, trying to make the right play and trying to make the unselfish pass compared to over dribbling the ball. And there's always going to be some of those, and there were some of those today. But so I'm not, I don't just view the turnover number and evaluate things based off that. It's like, are you trying to hit a backdoor cut, or are you trying to make the right play? I thought the Blazers played a pretty unselfish brand of basketball today, trying to set guys up, playing off of each other. So I was really pleased by that.
Yeah, someone in chat, Adam Smits, mentions the backdoor cut by Deni down the middle. Clingan found him, and he ends up getting a wide open lay-in with a couple minutes before the half. Man, that could be so effective to just slip that screen sometimes, because the other team just knows we're dribble handoff. Clingan's just going to hand the ball off to Deni if he's coming up top. If you just fake that and go backdoor, like Butler did that towards the end of the game, slipped a screen on Curry, and we were so focused on Curry that he was wide open. So, like, man, that could be such an effective play, and we've been talking about this since we drafted Clingan, that he's actually good passing from the top there. So I wish they would do that a little more, but I was happy to see that at least a couple times in this game.
Yep. I was too. The fast break points, not fast break points. This team, like, part of it is I don't think they push enough, but part of it is, like, a lot of times when they do try and push, they just make dumb passes. Like, the IQ isn't fully there. I mean, Tamani Kamara had a pass straight to Jimmy Butler, just try to hit ahead to the corner. Like, they misread things, and they misread situations where, like, they'll try and drive when they can dump it back to a teammate, and they'll get blocked at the rim. Caleb Love had a couple of those. The smarts isn't really there in transition. Maybe part of that's not having a point guard, but also it's like, if you're going to play fast, you can't just require a point guard to bring the ball up every time if you're trying to play on fast breaks. Like, other guys have to be able to push, receive a hit or head pass, make the right decision, and this team does struggle with that. So the fast break points have fallen off a cliff. It's not good. It's not pretty, but they still put 127 on the board. So, like, offensively, it was a good offensive night, partly because they made threes. They had 16 threes. They had guys step up and make threes that don't normally. They also shot good from the free throw line, 84%. Got to line 32 times. That's good. The offensive rebounding, rebounding is elite. The only team better is Houston, who's like historically good offensive rebounding team right now, and Portland's in second. So the offensive rebounding gives this offense a higher floor and a higher ceiling, because even when they have bad shooting nights, that's just more offensive rebounds for them to go out and collect, and they do a decent job of that.
Yeah, get in the line, offensive rebounds, movement off ball, good passing results in success. I think those 4 things were all really good tonight, and one of the best in all 4 of those categories that we've seen in a while.
Yep, absolutely. So, Deni, man, I see people trying to insert other players into the most improved player race, and I just kind of scoff at it. I know Deni was really good the last 2 months of last year, but I also feel like the most improved player, yes, it's for like this season, I guess, compared to last season. That's how most people view it, but it's mostly this season's numbers versus last season's overall numbers. And Deni, I think, improved a ton last year. It just didn't start showing up till late in the season, and now it's showing up in a massive way. He's averaging 26, 6, and 6, which is absolutely all-star numbers. That dude is a bona fide all-star right now, and I think he will remain one. I don't think this is fluky at all. It's sustainable. He keeps sustaining it game after game after game after game, and even a game like this where he didn't shoot maybe as many field goal attempts, he got to the line 13 times, made 12 free throws, was aggressive, driving, and then had 14 assists. Like, he was a point guard today. There's games where it's like he's reading the floor and he's playing like a true point guard at 6'9", and that's special. So I kind of scoff at the people that insert other players into most improved, because I kind of think it's like, when you look at him and how much he's improved since the start of season last year, he has improved so much. Like, he's playing so freaking good right now, and there's other players that are deserving. I think if it's not him, honestly, I would maybe go with Jalen Duren, because he's improved a ton defensively. He's averaging 20 a game. Like, he's become more of a leader for that team, and you look at the results there in Detroit. Like, I think he has a very underrated case. But Deni, I think, is all-star right now. He's most improved, and he's a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, I don't think this is a case of like Deni doesn't deserve it or isn't a front runner. I just think there's like so many good candidates. Chat's mentioning Ryan Rollins as well, who's having a monster season. And Duren, man, he's averaging what, like 20 and 12 or something like that. And he looks improved, not just like stat wise, but like he's pulling up off the dribble, shooting jumpers now and stuff like that.
The defense too with him has improved a ton. Like that is, I think, underrated in this conversation. But I got a question for you. Like, do you think it's tougher to go from like Ryan Rollins last year, like bench player, to good starter averaging 18 a game, or is it harder to go from like Deni last year, who was 17 a game, good starter, to bona fide star and playing like a top 20 player in the league? Because I kind of feel like that jumps harder.
Yeah, it absolutely is harder. It's just, I don't know. What I'm saying is I'm not saying Deni doesn't deserve to get it at this point. I'm just saying, like, I feel like there are a lot of players that are showing massive growth too, and
oh, absolutely.
And Rollins, of course, is getting more of a chance, but I mean, his numbers just it's like the CJ thing, right? Like, where CJ goes his second year from barely playing to starting and getting a ton of minutes and putting up big numbers. So I don't know, man. I just think it's going to be a very good race all year, and maybe it'll come down to who plays enough games. Knock on wood, Deni has been pretty durable, so maybe he'll outlast some of the competition just because he'll hit that 65 man, there's going to be a lot of awards that are going to come down to
Yeah.
who actually plays 65 games this year. Some of the best players are already going to miss a couple weeks of the season and won't be eligible. So yeah, but Denny's been awesome, and tonight was just like he was getting all kinds of defensive attention and still found a way to be effective. And man, that was, if the Blazers can consistently find a way to get easy baskets like they did at the beginning of this game with Deni lobbing it to Klingon. That's such an element we've been missing for a while, with just like getting an easy basket. And we see this happen to us all the time, where Klingon or Nurkic in past years, whoever our center is, gets put in these situations where he either has to guard a guy coming downhill or stay with his guy, give up a lay-in, or if he goes off his guy, it's an easy lob dunk. And you just get put in all these compromising positions where there's no right decision. You're going to get scored on almost every time in those situations. And I feel like maybe tonight shows that we could potentially have that with that Deni Donovan connection. And I mean, even Robwell was doing the same thing. So man, that would be such a game changer if our offense opened up to having that element to it, where you can't help off to get off to come help with Deni, because he's just going to lob it up to Donovan. And if you stay on Donovan, Denny's going to score easily. And I just think the more they can exploit that, the easier our offense and the more points we're gonna put up.
Yeah, 1,000%. It makes the big think, you know. If Klingon pops, man, he's not respected enough where the big's worried about that. The big is like, all right, I'm gonna guard Deni first and then live with that if Klingon's making threes. If Klingon's rolling to the rim at 7'2", 7'3", it's making that big drop a little bit more. It's giving Deni more space to attack downhill, and that big is being put in a position where he has to choose, because Deni is really good coming off screen sharply and basically getting in front of his offensive player. He shoots just well enough off screens where defenders don't want to go under, so they go over. They end up trailing. Deni's really good at, you know, some point guard stuff, like keeping that guy on his back, keeping that guy on his hip, you know, slowing down the pace and keeping that defender in jail, and then exploding to the rim, getting into the body of the big man and finishing that way. You know, he has all these skills, and it's so much better to have Klingon rolling hard to the rim, where that big is backpedaling a little bit more because they don't want to give up a lob. So when they're backpedaling, if they take that away, they're on their heels, and that's where Deni can thrive. That's where Deni can get into them. The defender isn't, you know, in a position to absorb that contact, and Deni can finish. Klingon rolling hard opens up the drive for Deni, but then Deni's such a great driver that a lot of times that center is going to play too far up on the drive, and Klingon's going to be wide open behind it, and if you can connect on that, that's easy buckets all day. So that pick and roll is very, very important for this team. I know they're not setting a lot of ball screens this year, but there was multiple easy buckets off pick and roll with Deni and Donovan, and I think they need to run that. And teams, the best way to defend it is to help off a non-shooter like City Sissoko, but then if that guy, you know, City can get hot like you did tonight, I guess, or you have a shooter there that's a little more consistent, then that's when Deni will make that kick-out pass, and that's a good foundation for an offense. You know, you need to be more creative than that, but I think that pick and roll between those two, they're starting to play with more chemistry, and it's really tough for opposing defenses to guard.
Yeah. Well, with Donovan, I mean, the Blazer broadcast, I know you were there, so you didn't watch it, but they were pointing out numerous occasions where Draymond Green was basically daring him to go out and shoot those shots. And so the fact that he didn't do that, he went inside, and Deni just did a masterful job of finding him on those. And I mean, Golden State really did not have an answer for it.
Yeah.
That's a good defensive team too.
Yeah. I'll also say this, man. There's a comment in chat. Deni had 6 turnovers too. This team needs Drew back and hopefully scoot back before the year's up. I hate when a dude has 14 assists, 26 points efficiently, and is getting double-teamed all game and doing all that. I hate sitting here and nitpicking 6 turnovers where he had more than a greater than 2-to-1 assist-to-turnover ratio when it's a product of how he plays. Like, there was maybe a couple bad ones, but, like, when you're making a million decisions all game like Deni is, and tough decisions all game, you're going to end up making a bad decision here or there.
Yeah, that was also during the Blazer broadcast. The one where he tried to throw that cross-court bounce pass to City in the corner, and it went right to Draymond. There was, like, Lamar was like, that is a terrible turnover. You cannot make that pass. And he said, and Deni will tell you that too.
Yeah.
So he's got to, because even if that pass goes through, it's to City. And at that time, I don't think City had hit those shots yet. So, like, it's not the greatest shot or option. So, like, even if you do thread a pass there, but man, yeah, we're asking him to do a lot. So I know I've been focused on his turnover number a little bit, but that was when he wasn't having 14 assists too. That's back when he was having like 6 assists. So I mean, there are times he can get a little careless, but like you mentioned, it's just there's so much pressure on him to create every time down the court. Especially, like, look at our starting lineup today. You know, we're starting City. We're starting, Tamani's not really playmaking that much. And he had a couple bad turnovers in the first half as well. Cleaned it up, didn't have any in the second half. But, and then, like, Jeremy, we haven't even mentioned him, but he had 0 for 8 with 3 turnovers. You know, that's way worse than what Deni did on 14 shots and getting 14 assists.
Yeah, exactly. He has to make so many reads and decisions a game, and he's not going to make every right read. Like, there's going to be a mistake. There's going to be a bad decision when he's making so many decisions in the course of a game. Like, I feel like, especially a game like this, if we start, saying like, yeah, this play was the wrong decision. Yeah, obviously you shouldn't have thrown the ball to City there, but, like, there's going to be a couple of those plays when he has 14 assists and 26 points and is freeing up Caleb Love and getting him going and freeing up the entire offense and playing against a veteran team with some good defenders on it. Like, yeah, it's basically just, for me, if the production is really, really good and it's from a player that has really high usage and is doing really, really good things with that usage, and then you have mistakes that come out of being a very high usage player, like, I can live with those mistakes. That's what I've always said about Deni, and that's why I've always said I wanted him to be more aggressive. I mean, we had these conversations last year where I'm like, I want him to be more aggressive. Like, he's going to turn over the ball a little bit more when he's playing more aggressive, but I think the production would be greater than any problem the turnovers would be. And now what do we have this year? We have a dude averaging 26, 6 and 6, and today 26 points, 14 assists. Like, I'll live with the 6 turnovers. I'll live with a couple of mistakes there, because if he was being a little bit more conservative and maybe not making those mistakes, then he also wouldn't be scoring 26 points. He also wouldn't be having 14 assists, and we'd probably lose this game.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's another thing the broadcast mentioned was his potential assists last game were I forgot. I think they said it was the highest in November or something in the NBA. Might have been the most for a Blazer in a long time. I forgot what they said, but it was something about he had a ton of potential assists, and obviously we didn't shoot that well. So he's just doing it all. And I wonder what he would do with some actual players that could space the floor and not have so many players packed in the paint or double teaming him.
Yeah, man. Like, there's so many nights he looks like the best player on the floor. And, like, Steph had 38 and warps defenses the way you have to guard him, 4 assists. But, like, you can make a case that Deni was just as impactful for this team with what he did on the offensive end. And there's just, like, I don't know how to describe it. I don't know if it's like it factor or whatever you want to call it, but there's just something with like a player that once they reach that all-star level and just seeing like the way they just kind of will their way to whatever they want on the floor at times, and just make things consistently happen over and over and over again, where it's just like you can kind of just see the high level impact. And I'm seeing that with Deni. Like that drive he had where he drove and then like on the first step pump fake, got the defender to jump and then went under the rim and like did the backhand layup, and it was like easy to him, but it was an insanely good move. You know what I mean? It's like that's star level stuff right there, man. Like that's the unique stuff around the rim and just the way he's controlling games and the way he's demanding the respected defenses. Like he's just obviously a star. I think he's playing like a top 20 player in the league right now, and it's cool to be able to say that about our Portland Trailblazer. Now, is he gonna have a slump, right? So what does it look like if he has a slump, or if he can do this the entire season? Then maybe we're having conversations. We're like, yeah, maybe this dude's the 19th, 20th best player in the league. Like that's what he's playing like right now. He's 6'9". No slouch defensively. I know he maybe hasn't been as good this season as he was in previous seasons, but that's going to happen when you have super high offensive usage and the rest of the team has taken a step back defensively. And 26, 6, and 6 on good efficiency. Like, and I think if he had more shooters, it would be more like 26 points, 8 assists, 6 boards. So love the way he's playing, man. It's so nice to have somebody you can rely on that much again, because we had it with Dame, and now, I'm not saying Deni is as good as Dame was. Definitely not saying that, but it's nice to be able to rely on somebody to give you such great production night in, night out, and he's been extremely consistent with it this year.
Yeah, and the thing about Deni that makes it seem sustainable is his size. Like, he's tall, he uses his strength well. So outside of maybe going into a bad slump shooting the ball, or missing some easy finishes like some players do sometimes, I don't see how it's not sustainable other than just the sheer amount, quantity-wise, of driving, catching up to him at some point and just wearing him down. Outside of that, I don't see anything in his game that's like, oh, he can't do this night in and night out.
Yep. Absolutely. Man, this is wild. I still can't believe I witnessed that. I'll say this. Do you want to talk about – let's finish talking about players, but then I want to talk about my experience at this game and like what I thought of the arena and all that.
Yeah.
That'll be fun to talk about. But who you want to go to next?
Well, let's just get Jared out of the way.
All right. 5 points, 0 for 8 from the field.
Dude, he was
3
so
turnovers, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. He had a play where he it ended up in a Moses Moody 3 where he didn't box out, and I believe Moses Moody got the rebound and then kicked it out, and Moses Moody kind of ran off the screen, and Jeremy just like lazily chased after him and then completely died on the screen and gave up an open 3. And it was like the Blazers had some momentum, and it just seemed like such a momentum-killing play to get a defensive stop, but then Jeremy's not doing a good job boxing out and attacking the rebound. It gives up an offensive board to a guy that's, 3 inches shorter than him and probably a little less athletic than him, and then that guy runs behind the three-point line, and Jeremy just, doesn't give the greatest effort and then dies on the screen like we know him to do and then gives up a 3. Like, just that sequence of events was like, dude, come on, man. Like, I can live with him missing open shots. Like, just take good shots, and especially with how he's shooting the ball this year, like, he's going to have a cold night here or there. He hasn't had many of them. This was one of them. Like, I live with that. It's just the sequence of events that I explained is when he's not making shots, I want him to step up in other little areas. So then when he does it and has a sequence like that, that's when it all kind of compounds for me, and it's really, really frustrating.
Yeah, absolutely. And then, man, so he loses the ball out of bounds there in the fourth quarter, and then is like telling the bench to challenge when I don't know if you saw the replay of that, but it clearly he just lost the ball.
I
It
could
was
tell
off
in
him.
person he clearly lost the ball, and I was 20 rows up. Yeah.
But he stood there for like 2 minutes, like telling him to challenge it because it was off. It's like, dude,
Yeah.
come on.
Yeah.
But man, yeah, you can't have 3 turnovers when you're struggling from the floor and aren't doing a great. I mean, he only had 2 assists, so yeah, maybe he should come off the bench no matter who.
Yeah, that's kind of what I felt like, because he's
Yeah.
been great off the bench, and then he starts and has his worst game of the year, and I know he started a previous game and was really good, but I like him in the bench role, for sure.
Oh,
sure.
but Marv was saying he thought he got fouled or something, where they could change that call, but
Yeah.
I didn't see a foul either. So, but man, that's like the one. I mean, I don't even call it a downer because we won, so like it doesn't matter. But like, if we lost this game, it would have clearly been because we didn't get anything from Jeremy in this game, and that was tough, man.
Vote Caleb Love in the chat poll, man. He deserves this player of the game. He deserves it.
Whatever, Caleb
He
hater.
deserves it. No, I'm Caleb's #1 fan. Did you hear my Twitter clip? Here, I'll give you the proof right now. I forgot. I have this queued up, ready to play. So here is. Wait, let me make sure it's not gonna like play the audio twice. Hold on. But I'll give you the proof. I'll give you the proof. All right. Here you go. Caleb! Oh! Let's go, Caleb! There's your proof. I'm now Caleb Love's #1 fan. There you go. Yeah, there you go. There's your proof. You hear how loud it was? You hear how quiet it got? Except for me. Let's go, man.
You could hear you say, "Oh, Caleb."
Yeah, there you go. You can put that on the soundboard. You should have trash talked the crowd. I'll get into it. Warriors fans were all nice. Like, all the Warriors fans I talked to were nice. The people in front of us were like nice and like I think at some point, I forget what was said, but basically they told us like, yeah, welcome, cheer for your team, it's all good. Like, we gave them free shirts because they had all these shirts, like free shirts on the seats. We gave them free shirts. Like, one of the security guard ladies like stopped us, was like jokingly giving us crap, but we played along with it, you know, and it was fun. Like, all the interactions we had were actually good, you know. It was pretty cool. So yeah,
That's good.
so
What did you think of the arena?
Okay, so around the stadium is really cool. I like they have it's multiple things around the arena, and that's what Moda's lacking. The inside's super nice and modern. I will say it's too much white on the interior, like white floor, white walls, white ceiling in the concourse. And like the concourse is weird because there's like sections where it's like open, but then there's like hallways in between these sections where it almost feels like you're in a hospital hallway. And it's nice, but it's just like kind of weird. I guess I'm just used to the dark gray concrete of Moda Center. But I actually like Moda Center's concourse, like, just for the character. But it's not as nice. Like, there's like lights hanging from the top of the arena ceiling with like glowing escalators and stuff, and it was super nice and super futuristic. So that part was really cool, and it was a really nice stadium. The inside the arena part felt like so different than Moda Center. I don't know how to explain it other than it felt like there was like less stands. I don't know what the capacity is, but it felt like I don't know. It just felt different in a way, which I guess makes sense because like the suites are going to be different levels, but there's more room for the chairs, so it didn't feel like there was as many people like packed in together. Stadium was full. The lighting was definitely different than Moda Center. It just felt like a little bit more on top of the court almost, at least the upper sections, where Moda feels a little bit more like expansive to me on the interior. So
It's 18,064.
yeah, isn't Moda Center like 19,000 something?
I think it's right around 20. Let's see. 21,538.
Wow, yeah, Moda Center feels
Almost,
like
almost
bigger.
2,000 more. Yeah.
And it was weird was when I walked in, I was like, okay, I see why Tom Dundon wants a new arena. Well, I kind of walked around and went inside. I was like, honestly, it's not like that much better than Moda Center to me. And maybe that's because I'm biased, but Moda Center feels more like the arena just feels more substantial in a way. In like the lighting inside Chase Center was kind of weird, I thought. And I thought the concourse like is just too much white and there's some weirdness to it. So I thought it was cool though. Like I'm excited to go. I'm gonna go to the Kings game on Wednesday. They're gonna play the Suns, so I'm gonna be watching the Blazer game on my phone. That arena's probably gonna be dead because they suck. But I want to see the arena, so I'll see if I like their arena more.
And maybe see him light the beam.
Yep. Yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be cool. Kirk says, I'd take Raymond Felton over Dame 2.0. Come on, Kirk. Stop with that, man. What are we doing? That's quite the statement. Anyway, if you guys have been to Chase Center, let me know what you think. And if you've been to both Chase Center and Golden One, let me know which one you like more.
You don't have to tell me how much they were, but were the tickets pretty crazy?
I should have bought them like 3 days ago. The ticket prices rose a lot. I'm used to like last second tickets from Blazer games being able to get a pretty good deal on them, and
yeah,
like,
they had
just
to pay
kind of
more.
forgot to buy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to tell you how much I paid, dude.
Yeah.
It's not the best. But I think Moda needs a new arena for the like area around, unless they can somehow revitalize Moda Center, and Moda Center could use some, renovations, but I think the interior of Moda Center is completely fine. Like the stadium bowl itself is completely fine, especially with the new video boards. I think the concourse, I guess, is the area where, you want to give more space, but the food options in Chase Center sucked. It was like cafeteria food, and it made Moda Center food look cheap, man. You guys will see it in my vlog. I'm going to drop a vlog for this whole trip once I'm back, like the weekend after Thanksgiving. So like a week from now. So I'll include a lot of footage I took from this game, so make sure you guys watch that. It'll be a fun vlog. But, dude, it was like a burger that was like this big, and like the bottom bun was hard. Some garlic fries and a Coke was $42.
Nice.
And I was like, you know what? I'll try the food just because I'm here.
Let's go partly too. Just super expensive.
I don't know, man. Like, there's been some stuff in this area that I thought would be a little more expensive. So I don't know. I know, gas is super expensive down here. But
what part of town is Chase Center in?
it's in I don't know like the name. It's south of Oracle Park. Do you know where Oracle Park is?
No, I mean, no, it's on the water, but
Yeah, so it's basically just on the Bayside waterfront, so it's just south of downtown. Yeah, it's just south of downtown.
so what? How
Mission
did
Bay
drive
area
down there
is what
go?
it is. Oh, drive down there, man. It was good. Like being able to split the drive a little bit made it easier. And staying in Reading was nice, like driving down 7 hours and then staying in Reading and then driving the final 3 hours was cool. I went to we drove through like Napa, so we kind of took our time getting down here. Drove through Napa and then drove through went and saw a NASCAR racetrack and got gas from there. That's gonna be a part of the vlog. Yeah, I told the lady I wanted to see the track, and they said, "Oh, it's a Sissoko fuel station there." And I thought, I was like, it said it was open, so I'm like, "Oh, there's just a gas station. Like, there's a gas station there that I can go because we needed gas." And then I drive up, and it's like behind a big gate and stuff, and there's this like lady that's an attendant. So I drive up, and I just pretended like I didn't know this was a racetrack. I was like, hey, it said on Google Maps that there is a gas station open here, and now I see it's behind this big gate. It's just basically like, yeah, you could use it, but you have to use the middle one. It's $7.50 a gallon, and you have to use like grade 91 because all the other options on the pump are all race fuel. So I'm like, all right. So went and fueled up. And I just pretended to be dumb tourist like I wasn't trying.
Where was this at?
Sonoma.
Oh, okay.
Sonoma, yeah. I tried to play dumb like I wasn't trying to go check out the racetrack because, you know, I've been a NASCAR fan growing up, so it was cool to see. But I was looking online and it was like you could spend $500 to drive a Lamborghini around the track for like 3 laps, and oh man, you know I don't have $500 for that, but someday I'm definitely gonna have to do that. Because that would just be cool. Because I play like NASCAR video games and I race it in video games, so being able to like drive it would be surreal. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, drive was good, man. But the hotel in Reading that I stayed in was like the worst hotel ever. The worst hotel.
The one you're at right now. Nice.
The one I'm at right now is really nice. It's Hotel Via. It's right across, like the window. On the front side of the building, you can see Oracle Park. Like, it's literally right across the street from Oracle Park.
Nice.
So we were parking in the parking garage, like, right across the street, and we were, like, parking facing Oracle Park, and you could see the headlights shining off, like, the windows of Oracle Park. It was kind of cool. So, yeah, the one I'm at is nice. It's just, like, staying in Reading. I booked a La Quinta, however you say it, and didn't look at the reviews. Because it's like cheap, and it's like, oh, we're just stopping to sleep and then getting out of there, right? And it was like smelled so bad, and there was like stained carpet, and that's also going to be in the vlog. So
see, that was the opposite for me. Like, most of our hotels were nice except for the one in San Francisco. It was like that.
Where'd you stay though?
It was by the airport.
Oh, yeah. Got you. Yeah, I'm staying at a place called Hotel Via, VIA.
Nice.
Is where I'm at.
Doxed
I
yourself.
doxed myself. Yeah, come
Wow.
find me. Come find me in this 15-story building.
That'd be crazy if you had a bunch of fans downstairs.
I know. Yeah. Bring some cameras, all right? Give me the paparazzi experience. But yeah, so game was cool though. It was just weird, like, because sometimes I look at my phone when like we're shooting free throws and I hear the crowd cheer and I think like, okay, good, we made a free throw. I was like, wait, no.
The wrong crowd.
Yeah, because I'm just used to being a home team fan. So it was, I wasn't like super loud throughout the game until the end there. Well, when they made their comeback too, but like till the end there, and it was just the experience of like, Steph had that place rocking, and they got super loud at the end. They were kind of quiet throughout the game, and except for when Steph went on his run, they got loud. But the rest of the game, they were like relatively quiet, even when they were doing well. And then the last like 3 minutes, they got super loud. Super loud. I don't know how it sounded on the TV, but it was just like all of a sudden the whole crowd woke up, and it was like insanely loud. And just like sitting there listening to it, maybe it sounded louder to me because I wasn't participating in the defense chants or anything like that. So I'm just listening to it, and I'm just like, damn, it would be weird. Like, just like imagine playing with that noise in front of that crowd. So they're just super loud, and then just to see Caleb Love silence them. Caleb Love go toe to toe with Steph Curry and silence them was like hilarious to me. It was wild. And I know some players say like, you know, they love silencing home crowds, and I get it now, because hearing how loud that place was and then hearing them go silent was so satisfying.
Nice.
So satisfying. So
Yeah. Awesome experience for you. That's cool.
I got to go to every road game now, so I'll set up the GoFundMe, and I expect everybody watching this to pitch in like $100 a month so I can go to all the road games so we can win every road game. Because, you know, if I told you, like you said at the start of the stream, they were going to win this game with Caleb Love taking 20 shots, City Sissoko taking 7 threes, Donovan Clingan gets hurt in this game, right? With all the players they're missing.
Durant's 0 for 8.
Steph Curry, the Warriors have an
9%.
8-possession stretch where they score 23 points. Steph Curry makes like 5 threes in a row or whatever it was and has 38 points. And we win? The only way that was possible is because I was there to witness it. I'm convinced. I mean, I'm kidding, kind of. Maybe. But if you guys want to pay for me to go to every road game, I mean, I'm not going to deny that.
Getting to OKC and then the next night on Monday night trying to get to Milwaukee, that's going to be
I know. The team might as well put me on a 10-day or a 2-way is what I'm trying to say. Is what I'm trying to say. But, yeah. Yeah, watching Steph do that, dude. That dude's insane, man. That dude's insane.
Man, and then he got that great look. I know they were down 4, so might not have mattered, but I forgot who he pump faked and then got a wide open 3 and missed. He misses that one of all his threes.
I know. It was so satisfying to see him miss. Like, I expected that to go.
Then he got it back and missed again. That
I
was
know.
a much tougher one, but yeah.
I know. I'm like, here we go again. Tori, you brought the extra vibes. Absolutely. Another Blazer fan was in the bathroom trying to get me to like scream "Let's go Blazers" with him as we were taking a piss, and I was just like, dude, what are we doing, man? What was funny is that dude had to be drunk, because when I was walking into the men's restroom, I saw him walk out of the women's restroom and into the men's restroom. So I was kind of embarrassed for our fan base having that representation. Finally told him, like, dude, I'm not going to chant with you in the bathroom with a bunch of Warriors fans trying to piss around us, you know? Not cool. I don't know. I'm good.
Not the ideal place.
I wasn't trying to go in there and be like the annoying guy and piss off a bunch of Warriors fans, you know?
Yeah.
I'm just trying to support my team, you know?
It's good.
Of course, Dro thinks he's great representation because Dro would have been right there with him. Dro would have been right there with him. The crazy comments. Crazy comments. What was I going to say? I don't remember. Who do the Blazers play next, you said? OKC?
They play OKC on Sunday.
At least we got to win. You know, at least we got to win before we go get demolished. Or maybe we have another masterclass from City Sissoko and Caleb Love. I don't know. But
Well, I'm wondering how they disperse the players playing, because if Robbo's not playing back-to-backs, and he played a ton of minutes tonight, that's the other thing Thiago said was he pushed his way over his minutes limit, but he kept asking him if he was okay to give him a minute or 2 more, and Rob kept saying yes, so they just left him in. Thiago might get in a little bit of trouble for that, but
21 minutes, 8 points, 11 boards, 2 assists, 3 blocks. He was super impactful today. Like that was a I don't know if I should say vintage Robert Williams game, but that's like the Robert Williams in Boston that would come off the bench, play 20, 30 minutes a game and have a huge impact. And I don't know if were all 4 of his buckets dunks.
I feel like one of them he laid it in, but I might be mistaken.
His dunks around the rim were explosive, man. Like, that dude's still
Yeah.
explosive around the rim as a finisher. He had that
It doesn't
block.
seem like he is anymore. It seems like he's lost all his mobility, but whenever he's around the rim, he finds a way.
Yeah, like, he can still jump. That blocked shot that he spiked out of bounds, like, he was great tonight. If we could just get him to the point where he could play 20 minutes a night and not get hurt, he's a real asset. He's a real asset. So hopefully they're trending towards that, and it's not just like, yeah, we're gonna play him 7 minutes a game and not play him back to backs, and then we're gonna get mad at Tiago if he plays him more than that, you know. And Tiago said, "Screw it tonight," and played him 21 minutes. Because finishing with him was nice. It gave him a different element. They were more mobile, and especially clinging after his injury, like. You want to be mobile defending the Warriors, so having the ability to turn to Robert Williams was super, super important. Let's see here. Chris Murray today, Eric. What did you think of him?
I mean, it was typical Chris game. He had a couple of really nice plays, had a couple of head scratchers, can't shoot.
4 turnovers.
Yeah.
4 turnovers, 5 fouls in 17 minutes. I thought he was brutal this game, to be honest with you. The inability to shoot. I mean, he was wide open and he needs 3 seconds to shoot, so he passed up a open 3 to like kick the ball to Deni, who was guarded. You know, it's the Blazers need to find a way to upgrade his spot in the next year. I'm a little worried because they brought him back on his 4th-year option for next season, but they should not. If they're trying to be seriously competitive, I still don't like him being in the rotation. I thought the defense today was not good enough. Some of the, a couple of fouls, he just letting guys turn the corner and then letting guys get into his body and picking up fouls with the turnovers, man. Like, this is not a dude that should be turning over the ball at all.
Yeah.
So that was brutal.
To be fair, the one where Curry like jumps back into him, he's just standing there. That's tough. Tough thing to get called.
That's a tough thing to get called on, but I don't know, man. Like, didn't feel like he was impactful defensively today. He had 4 turnovers. Like, City played more than him. I don't know. Like,
yeah.
City what?
I mean, City started, so.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean anything. Like, Token
No,
started,
I know. I'm
right?
just saying.
But like, do you think it does mean something that he's starting over Chris?
No, I think it's just City can handle the ball a little bit more than.
Yeah.
I mean, neither is a point guard, but I think you can see City is a little bit better with the ball than Chris is. Neither can shoot, so I guess it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's just like when Chris Murray and Ryan Rupert are on the floor, like, they don't move like all the other players. Like, they just move worse. Do you know what I mean? Oh, he got collab cammed. He does not know what I mean. He does not know what I mean because he got collab cammed. Bring back Eric. I was not on my streaming software. Did you hear what I said? Do you know what I mean?
I didn't hear what you said.
Like, watching in person today, and just, I've had this feeling watching on TV in the past. When like, Chris Murray and Ryan Rupert don't move like the rest of the players on an NBA court. Especially Ryan Rupert, but we can talk about him because he played a little bit today. But it's just like, for guys that struggle to shoot to also like just not move well compared to other NBA athletes is just always something that I think is a bit rough to have. But
can we trade one of those guys in like 3 seconds for Keon Ellis today, please?
I know.
It's such a perfect.
And since we're on Ryan Rupert as well, like, every time he plays, it just becomes more and more clear that it's just not really gonna work.
I mean, he was fine defensively, but yeah, other than that, he's not He's not an NBA player,
No. Javante Cook played 2 minutes, Eric. He shot
Enough time to take a transition three. Yeah.
pull-up transition 3. But Javante Cook was playing ahead of Ryan Repair. And then took a transition pull-up 3, so they're like, all right, fine, we'll play Repair.
Yeah.
It's wild.
Yeah, I mean, if we don't play well and win this game, some of our rotations once again. I know it's tough with so many people out. Well, while I'm on that subject, let's just talk about the injury update we got today. So Drew is, instead of being questionable, is now out 1 to 2 weeks at least until he's reevaluated. And then there was an update on Scoot that he's still 2 to 4 weeks away from being reevaluated.
So Scoot's missing at minimum 4 weeks.
Yeah.
I think it's 50-50 whether he returns before the new year or not.
Yeah, Christmas would be...
Well, 4 weeks from now.
4.5 weeks.
Yeah, 4 weeks from now is December 19th.
Almost 5 weeks, yeah.
But, like, he'll be reevaluated in 4 to 8 weeks. Then 8 weeks comes, and he'll be reevaluated in 2 to 4 weeks. So what, in 4 weeks is going to be 1 to 2? Where actually it was like a 14, 15-week timetable or whatever. When they initially said 4 to 8 weeks, that's just kind of how things end up going with Blazers players getting reevaluated. I was reminded by that when I saw GP 2 weeks play today. So it's such a freaking shame because it's almost like he might miss half the season. After putting all the work he did this offseason, I thought he was destined to have a legitimate step forward this year, just like he had last year. And if he improved at the same rate this year as he did last year, he's going to be a good NBA player this year. And to have that robbed from him, I think is a travesty. I feel bad for him. I feel legitimately bad for him. And especially with Dame coming around the corner, this was supposed to be the perfect time. Like, all right, this is your time to like step up. You're going to have the opportunity, hopefully, and play the minutes. And, Dame here to mentor you. He's not playing yet. He's going to be coming next year. So, like, this is your year. And then to have half of that robbed is such a bummer.
Yep. How many, has it been 8 weeks now, or has it been longer than 8 weeks?
I think it's been longer than 8 weeks, because wasn't it like September 29th or something like that?
Yeah, something like that.
September 29th, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's been like 8. It's been like 8 weeks.
Yeah.
So it's a bummer, man. It's a bummer. The Blazers just have a couple young guards that we have a lot of hope can break out, but can never stay healthy. Like Scoot has been banged up a little bit, and now you have this injury, and then Sharp. I mean, every year he's missing a chunk of time with something, or he's struggling, and people were saying, "Oh, it's because he's not 100%." Well, if 100% of the time he's 80%, then isn't that his actual 100%? You know what I'm saying? Like, if he's never healthy, why talk about him like, oh, he just needs to be healthy? Well, most of the time it seems like Sharp is dealing with something, so he has to play through it. And he's been good lately. It's just he's out. Drew, at his age, you're not expecting him to stay fully healthy. Like, just sucks how many injuries the Blazers constantly have to deal with.
Yeah. It's tough. But that's why, like, the Bulls game was so disappointing, because they come back and should have won that game maybe. And then, tonight, that's why I wanted it so bad. I feel like the guys who are there really played about as well as they could have played outside of Jeremy. And maybe Chris. But yeah, Someone said Aaron Gordon hurt his hammy. He's going to miss a few weeks.
There's a lot of players hurting
Yeah.
hamstrings and calves and stuff. It's kind of sucks, but also here's the thing. Here's a point I'll make. It seems like these muscular injuries are becoming more commonplace. While that does suck, I do think one of the interesting things that comes of it is it becomes even more important to fill out your roster with 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th men, even two-way guys that can step up when you need them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's a result of more injuries and maybe more rest days and that sort of thing. Is the end of roster depth becomes more important because those guys will get thrust into action, and we literally saw that today. How important it was to have Caleb Love and City Sissoko step up today.
Yeah. And we needed every bit of it.
See, like, City with the starters isn't as bad as City with the bench lineup playing next to Chris Murray or Ryan Repair.
Dude, when that point where it was City, Reith, and someone else checked in all at the same time.
I was like, it was with 30 seconds left in the quarter. It's like, okay, we have one offensive possession. We're subbing in this group?
Yeah.
Made no sense to me. Yeah. Made no sense to me.
I know you're just trying to, like, get away with it at the end of a quarter, but, yeah, it's tough.
Shout to Medina, member for 21 months, says drop a like. Yes, drop a like. Deni Avdija wins the player of the game poll. I think it should have went to Caleb, but you guys voted. That's what you guys had to say. Now leave a like on the stream. Subscribe if you're new. I'm looking forward to editing and dropping this vlog, man. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. Is there anything else you want to get into, Eric?
No. Congrats to Deni for winning that one. When Caleb Love should have won it.
Yeah. Yeah. Next game is against the Thunder on Sunday. Eric's going to have probably a solo stream, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I might ask someone to come on, but
all right, who are you thinking?
I'll let you know after.
Yeah, clear it with me, please.
Of course.
Yeah.
I would never.
Yeah. No, no Dro appearances. No, I'm kidding. Although I don't know if I'm kidding.
That'd be entertaining.
Ow! I just kicked my freaking chair. That hurt. Rich not available, man, because
Rich can't stream. He hasn't been able to stream in years. So
he streamed a year and a half ago, almost 2 years ago.
That was
I can't do it.
He hasn't been able to since. Yeah,
Gotcha. That sucks because one of my last vacations, I remember driving, listening to you too, which was interesting. But I can see if Stephen Vaughn will.
I mean, that'd be fun.
That'd be interesting for sure. But I'll set you up with the.
He hates me.
What? No, he doesn't. He doesn't hate you. He doesn't hate you. You guys definitely would go at it though, which might make for a really good stream after the Blazers lose by 30 to the Thunder. So, but yeah, whatever it is, like, I think I'll be able to get Mubsy to set you up with some graphics. So I'll need to help you set that up.
Okay.
We'll just do minimal, the headline, the bottom ticker, that sort of thing. It's looking like that on Sunday and Monday and Wednesday. We're going to have Eric piloting the ship. And then I'll be back for Friday's stream. Wednesday, I might just join in the car as I drive, or I'll sit in the passenger seat. I just don't know how the audio is going to be with that.
Yeah.
But we'll see. So schedule will be up in the air, but things will look a little different for the rest of this trip. But it's going to be great if the Blazers can have more games like tonight, man, as they take care of business against the Warriors. Caleb Love masterclass. I'm looking forward to watching back the full highlights with the announcer audio and listening to the crowd. That'll be cool. But Anything else that you want to?
Thanks everyone for watching. Hope to see you guys on our back-to-back Sunday and Monday. I'll be at the Moda Center tomorrow night, by the way.
Oh, nice. Okay. You're going to...
If anyone else is going to the concert tomorrow night.
What concert is it?
Bryan Adams and Pat Benatar. Some 80s.
Sounds familiar, but I don't know any of their music. Well, maybe I'd recognize that. I just don't know it.
You probably would recognize
a
lot of songs, but yeah.
Got you. Okay, cool. Blazers win. Caleb Love silences Chase Center, and I was there to bask in the glory of it. Shout out to the Blazers for stepping up and getting a much-needed win. They're now 7-9 on the season. We're not doing Tankathon today, A, because I didn't have it set up, and B, because they won. They are now, currently, only a game back of the Warriors for the 8th seed, so very important win. And now they'll play the San Antonio Spurs on Wednesday, November 26th. That's 5 days from now. That's their cup game against them, yeah? Yep, that's their cup game against them. So the Blazers on the 26th will be playing against the depleted Spurs team without Wemby to win their group. People gave the Blazers no chance to win their group. They called it the group of death. You got Denver. You got Golden State. You got San Antonio. You got Houston. That was the worst draw any team probably could have possibly had for an NBA Cup group. And Portland is 2-1. They beat the Warriors on the road. They beat the Nuggets at home. I don't know if this has changed, but like at some point in the past week, the Blazers, I heard, were the only team to beat the Nuggets in regulation that the entire season. And they're still the only team to beat the Thunder the entire season. They'll try and beat them twice and give them their second loss on Sunday. So NBA Cup stuff's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to that Spurs game. We'll see if the Blazers can take care of business there. I'll definitely be watching that game, even if I go to the Kings Suns game, and then try to hop on and discuss that one. So hopefully it's a win. Thank you guys for tuning in. Really fun game. Really fun to watch in person, and looking forward to the vlog that's going to be posted. It's just going to have some stuff from this game, but just kind of some stuff from my trip as well. So hopefully you guys enjoy that when I drop it about a week from now, once I'm back. But anyway, with that being said, actually, let me give a quick shout out. Sleeper, use promo code Uprise. You get a free $20 entry. I don't know if they have Caleb Love on there now, but obviously you should always bet Caleb Love over on the points. And you should always bet City Sissoko over 2.5 threes. I mean, that's obvious, right? All jokes aside, shout out to Sleeper, though. Use the promo code Uprise, free $20 entry. 100% match up to $100. That being said, I did not mean to play the video, as glorious as it is. If you want to rewatch it, you can go rewatch it on Twitter. Our Twitter's in the description box below. With that being said, we are out of here. Blazers get the dub against the Dubs. Great win. Shout out City Sissoko. Shout out Deni Avdija. Shout out to Monty Kamara. Shout out Donovan Clingan. And, of course, shout out Caleb Love with the dagger 3 in the final minute. Have a good rest of your night. Have a good weekend. Eric will be with you guys on Sunday. Until then, as always, peace out. Go Blazers!